Thank you, kind sir. Romans. I think I like that R right off the rent, off the rip. See if that Yahuah before we get it. As I said, that's 660. 6 and 60. And we'll move on for now. You break it down, Lanita? You getting old? It's your seat. Hold on, no, that's what she just said. I thought that's that same stuff Riley pulled on them hospital documents. Them federal, y'all do know them federal papers. You can't destroy them papers. We could be subpoenaed in court today by Riley back. Riley hadn't drunk water in 4 years, and he gonna put that stuff on. That man just pulled Riley kitten out. It just went through his finger just like sand. He gonna put that man like, son, this didn't come from the pew, but you can't. Y'all know them hospital document though. You can't just go rip that stuff up. That can be used in court. They for lawsuits and stuff like that. So the only thing you can do if you know how to have it, if you can't get rid of the paperwork, what can you get rid of? I feel a murder coming on. No, that's crazy. I was gonna tell you about it, didn't I? But you know what I thought about though? Like that joker went there and shot up in the hospital. Let me ask y'all though, this part right here kind of get, what would get me, just say I'm there if it happened, and I was wounded. A whole bunch of police come, I'm talking about from everywhere, fire trucks, and then an emergency wagon, and they get you and put you on a stretcher, put you in the ambulance and drive you to the hospital. I would kind of be thinking to myself, wouldn't this be kind of quicker if we just let me went on directly to a room in the ER right here? But then you think about maybe the psyche, you've been shot at the hospital, it makes you feel better, they take you to another hospital. Probably is, it probably would have killed them mentally. You'd be surprised, people mental. If you get shot at the hospital, you possibly wouldn't want to be helped there. That sounds crazy. That's true. Where you been afflicted, you wouldn't want to be helped there. I don't know. That's something to think about, huh? Let's see what I don't know why I called it. Well, I called it for a reason. Yahuah 660. Listen to the book.
Many therefore of his Methodist, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it?
That's what I'm talking about. Who can do that? Listen.
When Yahushua knew in himself that his Methodist murmured at it, he said unto them,
What did he say?
Does this offend you?
Does this offend you? What happened?
What, and if ye shall see the Ben of Ish ascend up where he was before?
What happened?
It is the Ruach that quickeneth.
See that? It's the Ruach that quickeneth, which means that maketh alive. I'd be on the years ago, when they said quickening, I didn't know what them folk were talking about. I don't know, move fast or what? Just make alive. It's the Ruach that make alive. Tell me what happened.
The flesh profiteth nothing.
So what happened?
The Dabarim that I speak unto you,
What are they?
they are Ruach, and they are Kai.
That's what I'm talking about. That's beautiful, ain't it? I mean, it's beautiful to the point, I guess, really just kind of listening to that and I guess got to kind of enhance it, to bring it into a fact that living, dealing with people, dealing with things that we have to do that pertain to being in the flesh, I mean, that's the most realest thing you're going to see. That's the most realest thing you're going to deal with. I mean, even for him, you got to imagine, he would definitely be an oddball. That everything that he would say would be criticized, that he would constantly be scoffed or judged by other people and everything that he do, and then still be able to keep a mindset to stay on salvation. Because people tend to deal with what they see now. That's why you can talk to people, and sometimes it's people that watch and listen. A lot of times people watching for years. Someone, I've been watching since such. I remember when y'all was such. I remember such. And people are watching until eventually something strikes, and something tragic happens in their life that they feel like it's time for them to make a change. Because people tend to deal with what's going on right now. And what's going on right now is more important than anything else, any salvation. You just have to cross that road when you get there. Dying, judgment. I mean, how many of y'all see judgment in the near future? You just don't. You can see Thanksgiving tomorrow. It ain't even here. You can see the weekend. You can see next year. You can see how many of y'all can see taxes? Getting ready for taxes or doing your taxes. When you typically do that, that's a ways off. But that seems closer to judgment. And a lot of times we'll take things like that for granted and not realize, just how important it is in just a yum and what can happen. A lot of people's lives have unraveled in a yum. It's been a life that's been well wrapped, well planned, well measured, well prepared. And when that man unravels things for you, you just can't say how to put it back. As a fisherman, I've been out before and threw my rod out, straight line. And before you know it, the way it went out and you put that thing, a bird nest on you, or your hook get tied, come in. You're like, goodness. And you start pulling and you start pulling through it. Sometimes you can look and realize, this is just a mess. I might as well just cut it. Just let go then, because you start looking at, I got a lot of line on here. This is a lot of line that just kind of gone if I cut it. So I waste some time with it and try to deal with, see if I can unravel it. Then you just realize, you know what? Just chalk it up as a loss. As much as you hate to cut it off, as much as it limits you because now your ability is limited, you just got to cut it off. And sometimes that's the kind of mindset we got to have when it comes down to people and situations and things. Sometimes you just got to weigh it and say, is it worth keep unraveling or do you just cut it off? Because a lot of times you can kill a lot of time. So even with this, you look and he tell them what and if they should see the Ben of East shall send up where it was before. He says the ruach that quickened him. He said the flesh profited nothing. All the things that mankind does is because of the flesh. People go to work because nobody go to work because of no ruach. People go to work because of the flesh. Everything that man do is because of the flesh. And the flesh has a lot of things that attaches you to suffering or attaches you to affliction. And so you have to have a mindset to be able to stay what people will use the term now, staying spiritual minded. Y'all got to stand to a level of thinking to where you can have some type of serenity when things seem not to be going the way you want them to go. I could deal with so much stuff in a day. It's just almost like, oh, how in the world or what, but then you just got to have that surrender where something levels you off to keep you from people drive on other sides of the road, just kill themselves. People shoot themselves. They had a guy who was just at a football game. Y'all seen it at the San Francisco 49ers. Had his girlfriend, had her son with him. Somebody I guess she had a video of him. She was videoing him and her son. He was sitting there watching the game and everything. He was in the game. He went to the restroom. So they thought. He went off and killed himself. They've been looking for him for days. Yeah, they got a video of him sitting there watching the game. He's watching the game. So you just think about a person's mind. Did Yahuah give him that mind right there? He on the jersey. He's sitting here. She got a phone. She got a video of him. He's just sitting there looking at the game. The boy sitting beside him. He just told me he was going to the bathroom. The game was, I think it was in the fourth quarter. He was going to the restroom. They show him walking down the hallway inside the stadium. He left out. They found him some miles away. He had drowned. Killed himself. Can you imagine he gave him a mind to go and sit there and do it? And now you know what people got to think of? What got in his mind? That's the mind he give you. Because you can get yourself so full of dealing with things and people and other situations, and you don't have nothing to kind of level you off. You don't have nothing to get you to the point where after this, that's it. After death, it ain't but one thing happening. It's called judgment. So death is not an end if things are over. Now you got to pay for what you've done. So when things happen, I look at, I'm working to try to get myself out of this situation. Y'all got it? Some things you got to cover, but then some things you got to work out. Like the book told with your salvation. You can believe what he told you. So you got to keep pulling until you get that knot out. Because I'm trying to work out my own soul salvation. With Yara, which with fear and trembling. Ain't that right? Considering the mind you got, a lot of times, how many you will see in a day or you will hear about people who did things. You say, that's the dumbest thing. That was stupid. Or why would they do that? Why would anybody do anything? Why would anybody do anything? Because that man could go in and he could persuade you. Y'all know that? That man can persuade you. Let's see something right quick. Pick me up. Let's get this. Romans 15:4. Other one. Let's see. Let's how this work out. Aleph, Malakim, 1 Kings 22:1. And you think about it, you're not in control. As much as I like to think I'm smart, you just got the little sense he give you. Just the little sense. You'll find out a man will molest kids or whatever. You say, what in the world wrong with these fools? Then you really ask questions that, they kind of answer themselves. That's the mind he gives you. You hear somebody come home. They had a boy, I was looking at the teenage boy. He got a bad grade. His mother died. Y'all saw the news? Oh, he killed him. He killed and used his friends to help cover it up. They say he'll escape the death penalty, but he'll spend the rest of their life in prison. His friends came to help. They came to help him bury him. Listen, I ain't got no friend could have called me over there to help them bury their dead mama. Be like, nigga, I'm out of here. Yo, dead man, I'm gone. Help you bury your dead mama. So what kind of mind you and your friends got? And then you wonder, y'all bastards good with this? Can you imagine? She thinking, I'm the parent. What are you doing? You know, white parent don't whoop kids, not a lot of them. What's she gonna do? Give you a new car? What's she gonna bust you down for a week and let you drive the Mercedes? Right. Shoot, it got in his mind. He killed him. Killed his own mama. He called it to his friend to come bury. That boy finna spend the rest of his life in prison. They said because he was under 18, that's the only reason he escaped the day. He's escaping the death penalty. Can you imagine your whole life unraveling like this? This will be a kid that will be a total psycho man in a few years. Once he ravel his mind around, he ain't never getting out. Oh, they're gonna talk to him. His lawyer talk to him and tell him we're gonna try to plead it out. We're gonna try to talk it down. That costs him money. They'll get the rest of the family who will kick up money and be like, hell, I be like, he done killed them. I ain't getting that nigga no money. I wouldn't tell him that to his face in no room by himself. Not unless I got a baseball bat. But otherwise, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you. Ain't that right? And again, that nigga dying. And he get out. I'd be like, man, I was just coming down. I know that nigga be a repeat. Ain't that right? Once you good with killing your mama, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level. That's the mind mystery who would give you. So you have to really start thinking, because, I just hear old people years get together and say, thank the Lord. I've been blood running wounds in my veins. I'm like, how is the blood going to run? I'm so sick of these folks with their blood temperature. They're running warm in my veins. Got me clothed and in my right mouth. I said, what other man you going to be? Because when you're young, I was young, I'd be like, they need to shut up there. Old people talk too much, just be going rallying. And you get some time, you'll realize them folks consider them. And then you see old people. That's like Uncle Ted hypothesis. We didn't grow up with Uncle Ted. It's like Uncle Ted been that age all their life. People don't realize, I'm just using him for instance. You don't know. Sometimes you'll see old people be nice people you see. And you'll say, man, that's a sweet old person, a sweet mother. That's a sweet man. You don't know the life people live. And then because of your life, it kind of changes you over. And you start to become more appreciative by small things. That people don't think. You hear folks talking to birds and just being able to hear them. You're like, man, I ain't thinking about listening to no bird. But then you start losing your hearing. You start thinking, you have to ask him, you be like, this is something you write. All these are gifts. Ask Ernie roommate when you sit in that trap and somebody just take your straw. You tell, a paraplegic. This a paraplegic shaking. Why a slap hole? Think about it. Boston. Did you hear what I said, Boston? What Boston name? Help me find Boston. Where you at? On the left. At the phone. Where am Boston? That's all I heard right now. That's why he got them checks. But no, just a little thing you be appreciative for. Isn't that right? So just with time, I say that to say I'm more considerate about my salvation than I have been in younger years and younger times. Because you start to really consider. A lot of times you think about people say, oh, child, you a baby. You got so much. Man, you ain't got but a second. Everyone, how many of y'all heard people tell you that? You tell you a child, you a baby. And you'll put that in and I wrapped that in my mind years ago as a young man thinking, because people said it, you have all this time and you'll keep procrastinating. But you don't realize this man take a baby off a tit. Yeah. This man will come and get a breastfeeding baby This man ain't worried about how old you are when he come and get you. This man will take you out of him. And you start to consider and you start to appreciate what people call the little things, but that are great. My eyesight, man, well, like I can see tomorrow. But them days over with. I'm struggling for the day. I'm struggling to get past just where the camera is sometimes. But that's just time coming, and time allows you to be more appreciative about things you had, and you start seeing these things kind of move away from you. And when you do, you start to appreciate them more. Y'all got it? Man, we'll deal with this. Hold that. We'll kind of play around a little bit right here. Let me see something. Let's play with something. Oriel. Oriel 2. They call it Luke 2. I don't know why. There's got to be a reason. 2 and 10. Yahuah. So 2 and 6. Listen to the book. Give me Oriel Luke 2 and 10. Listen to the book.
And the Malachi said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this young in the city of Daud a Savior, which is Mashiach the Adon. And this shall be a sign unto you.
Yes.
Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the Malachi a multitude of the Shamaim hosts, Halal, Elohim, and saying, Kabud to Elohim in the highest, on the Aras, Shalom, Ta'ud will toward Anashim. And it came to pass, as the Malachi were gone away from them into Shamayim, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Adon hath made known unto us.
Yes.
And they came with haste, and found Marim and Yusuf, and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds.
That's good. That's good. At the book of Matthew, chapter 2. Matthew chapter 2, verse 6. Oh, give me Oriel chapter 2, and about verse 41. Listen to the book. Bishop don't have that little birthday. He just doesn't start unhooking stuff. Oh, you
And
just
thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Yehudah, art not the least among the Sherim of Yehudah.
Yeah.
For out of thee shall come a governor, that shall rule my arm Yashral.
Yeah.
Then Herod, when he had privately called the wise Anashim, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young Yalit, and when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they had heard the Malak, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young Yalit was.
Yes.
When they saw the star, they rejoiced in exceeding great joy.
Yes.
And when they were coming to the house, they saw the young Yalit with Marim, his aim, and fell down and worshipped him.
Yeah.
And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
That's good. That's good. And what happened after a little more of this?
And being warned of Elohim in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way.
That's good. He got me Oriel Luke chapter 2 and verse 41. Luke chapter 2 at verse 41. Listen to the book.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of Pesach. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the Yamim, as they returned, the child Yahushua tarried behind in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his aim knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey. And they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 Yamim they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions.
Yeah.
And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers.
Yeah.
And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his aim said unto him, Ben, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy Abba and I have sought thee sorrowing.
Yeah.
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my Abba's business?
What happened?
And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them.
Yeah.
And he went down with them, and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them. But his aim kept all these sayings in her heart.
What did he do?
And Yahushua increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with Elohim and Anashim.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Pick me up and sit at the book of Yahuah. No. I'll come back and do that another time. Make it Yahuah 9, 17, St. John they'll call it. 17 and 1. Oriah chapter 22, verse 41. See, that's what I want. Let me get Oriah 22 and 41 first. I don't want to get me Yahuah 9, 17 and 1. Listen to the book.
And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Abba, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared unto him a Malachie unto him from Shamayim, strengthening him.
Yeah.
And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground.
Yeah.
And when he rose up from prayer, and was come to his Methetus, he found them sleeping for sorrow. And said unto them, Why sleep ye? Rise and palau, lest ye enter into temptation. And while he yet spake, behold, a multitude, and he that was called Yahudah, one of the 12, went before them.
That's good. At the Yahuah 9, chapter 17 and verse 1. Listen to the book. Yahuah 9, St. John 17 and 1. And they'll call it. Listen to the book.
These Dabarim spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim and said,
What did it say?
Abba, the hour is come.
Yeah.
Glorify thy being, that thy being also may glorify thee,
Yeah.
as thou hast given him power over all flesh,
What happened?
that he should give eternal Ka'id to as many as thou hast given him.
Y'all see what he did? Barashit 1, 26. Listen to the book.
Elohim said, Let us make each in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the arats, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the arats.
What
So
happened?
Elohim created each in his own image.
Yeah.
In the image of Elohim created he him.
Yeah.
Male and female created he them.
That's it. That's 17 and 1, Yahuah. John 17 and 1. Listen to the book.
These Dabarim spake Yahusha and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim and said,
What did it say?
Abba, the hour is come.
Do what?
Glorify thy being, that thy being also may glorify thee.
See what they did? He glorified him, that he also might glorify him. So we look at what he's given us is for whose benefit? For his benefit. He asked him to glorify him so that he can also glorify the Abba. So a lot of times we don't look at how things, so when we look at what he did with Adam, when he said he was going to create him and let him have bara, that he was going to, bara, which is create, he was going to let him have. He was going to be like. So by giving him that glory, that will cause people to look to who made him. Right? So that's the same thing we're supposed to do. The glory he given us, the kabod, is supposed to be that he could get the kabod as well. But a lot of times we kind of lose that connection. That's what he looked at. That's what Adam was there for. If everything had to come and be subject to him, what would you think? Look to who made him. Who gave him this authority? Even when Yahushua jumped on the scene, they won't know about the same thing with him. They won't know about what authority he did what he did.
That's right.
Isn't that right? You got to consider everything being him before him, and you got a man that come in the gun and after you, and yet this man come in with such an authority. So who would you look to? It should cause you to look to him. Well, let's finish see what it said. Listen.
As thou hast given him power over all flesh.
See that? That's what we learned about Adam. How are we going to understand it? He gave him power. He said, let him have over the fowls of the air, over the fish in the sea, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the rocks. So who was he not over? Well, now we find Yahushua jumping on scene and saying that he had given him this, that he was going to have authority over all basar. Who will we compare him to? We look at Adam. Listen.
That he should give eternal kai to as many as thou hast given him.
Listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Listen.
And this is kai eternal.
That they might do what?
Know thee.
And who?
The only Amat Elohim.
And who?
Yahusha HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent.
So we see what the connection is. So how were we taught about the Abba? We got it from a man. He said this was Cain, that they might know him. He was the only true, the only Amat, and who he sent. Even when we look at the 30th chapter of the book of Marshallee, a short general statement, the truth. He wanted to know about what was his name and what was his Ben's name, if thou can tell me. That's how we know about him. He taught it. We learned about it from the Son. All right, we were taught. Just go with your law. At the 3rd chapter of the book of Bereshit, 3 and 1. Listen to the book. Bereshit, Genesis 3 and 1. Listen.
Now the Nakash was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahuah Elohim had made.
What happened?
And he said unto the Ashah, Yea, hath Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Yeah.
And the Ashah said unto the Nakash, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden,
What happened?
Elohim hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
So we know she's been taught. It's just how well you stay with the teacher now. We know she's been taught. That's what he was questioning to see, what she knew. He said you couldn't eat none of these trees, and she said he didn't say that. He said we could eat it, we can't eat of that one. And we're not even supposed to touch it lest we die. So that we can see how this actually come into play. Do we believe that he came down and he taught her? No, we know Adam would have taught him. It's the same thing we look at now. We had teachers that came out and taught us. Mushah went up and he got the Torah, and he came out and taught us. So this evolution of nobody lead me, nobody teach me, I don't know where people got it from. I don't know where they got it from. It don't even line up with our system.
No, sir.
He just said they had to know him, the only true The only true Elohim and Yahushua HaMashiach, whom he sent.
That's right.
Isn't that right? Let's see what he tells us at the 30th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, 30 and 20. Isaiah. Goodness. 30 and 20. Listen to the book.
And though the Adon give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more.
But what happened?
But thine eyes shall see thy teacher,
And what happened?
and thine ears shall hear a debar behind thee, saying,
This is the what?
Way,
Do what?
walk ye in it.
That's all we're trying to do. Ain't that right? Ain't that what we're trying to do? That's what we're trying to do. Pick me up right quick at 2 Thessalonians 4 and 1. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 1? 1 Thessalonians 4 and 1. Listen to the book.
Furthermore, then, we beseech you, Akim, and exhort you by the Adon Yahusha, that as ye have received of us how ye ought to walk, and to please Elohim, so ye would abound more and more.
See that? Let's hear that voice telling you this is the way. That's what we're trying to do. You receive us how you ought to walk, so you can please Elohim. When he took Adon, he would teach him how to walk, so he could please him. So he would abound more and more, because he knew where he marred him. He knew what he'll marred him. A lot of times we don't look at stuff that same way they're doing. The fact that that's what he was doing, he took him in the garden. He would teach him how to walk. I don't know what we're going to do. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to teach him how to walk so he could please him. Same thing we look at here. That's what he's trying to teach him how to walk. Y'all know that? Pick me up and see right quick at the Matthew 10 and 1. We'll come back across. Matthew 10 and 1. Listen to the book.
And when he had called unto him his 12 Methites, he gave them power against unclean ruach,
To do what?
to cast them out,
And what
and
else?
to heal all manner of sickness
What happened?
and all manner of disease.
What happened?
Now the name of the 12,
At verse 5.
these 12 Yahusha sent forth.
These what?
12 Yahusha sent forth.
These what?
12 Yahusha sent forth,
Saying what?
and commanded them, saying,
Do what?
Go not into the way of the Gentiles,
And what happened?
and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
But do what?
Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of
He
Yasharal.
just told them where to go, what to touch and what not to touch. Just taught them how to walk.
That's right. That's right.
That's what he just taught them.
That's right.
He just taught them how to walk. So they would abound more and more. Because they knew what he had marked them. They knew what commandments he gave them. That's all we're looking at. So I guess somewhere along the line, we just look at where the break comes in for us. Where does that break come in that we kind of forget? And the book said we've forgotten exaltation, which speaking on us as the Beni. My being despise not the chasing of Yahuah, neither faint when thou art. Because whom he loved,
Chase.
he and scourge it, whom he received.
That's right.
If you be without chastisement, of whom all, then are ye bastards, and you're not sons. So we all have that part that we have to take. You're not Beni. Everybody take correction. Everybody take chastening. That's what they do. He said none seem good for the moment. Isn't that right? But we got to look at how you take it now. Isn't that right? That's what we do. You got to look at how you take it. This whole thing about our salvation. Everything else is just kind of little stuff we kind of just do while we're here. And then you try to don't allow things to get you offset from the most important thing. That's you being saved. And sometimes in trying to accomplish and get things, it's easy to kind of get displaced and kind of get unsettled or unravel at times. That's why we have to get ourselves back in that mindset and get ourselves with people that should be like-minded. You know, when it come down to the plan of salvation, the most important thing we got. Because everybody here can see something and think something and feel something. At the end of the day, it's all about what we've been commanded to do. That's just what we're here for. We're looking at what pleases him. And a lot of times we kind of get off from that. Let's finish that 17th chapter. I just threw that in. We'll come back around. 17 and 1 of the book of Yahuah, they call St. John. Listen to the book.
These Dabarim spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim.
Yeah.
And said, Abba, the hour is come.
What happened?
Glorify thy being, that thy being also may glorify thee, as thou hast given him power over all flesh,
Yeah.
that he should give eternal Kai to as many as thou hast given him.
So what happened?
And this is Kai eternal,
That dynamite what?
might know thee.
Well, I
the
think
only-
you just say Kai, because Kai would be life or eternal life. Correct, it will cover both. You just say Kai, you don't have to say eternal life. What happened?
that they may know thee, the only Amat Elohim, and Yahushua HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent.
What happened?
I have glorified thee on the Arats.
Yeah,
I have finished the work which thou hast given me to do.
yeah.
And now, O Abba, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the kabod which I had with thee before the Arats was.
Man, I want to get back. Let's see how I'm at the second chapter of the book of Yahuah, please. 2 and 1. Yahuah, chapter 2 and verse 1. John, St. John, they'll call it. Chapter 2 and verse 1. Listen to the book.
And the third yom there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the aim of Yahushua was there. And both Yahushua was called and his Mathetes to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the aim of Yahushua saith unto him, They have no wine. Yahushua saith unto her, Isha, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come.
Yeah.
His aim saith unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Yahudim, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Yahushua saith unto them, Fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he saith unto them, Draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, Every each at the beginning doth set forth to wine, and when Anashim have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the ta'ub wine until now.
That's good. That's good. At Yahuah chapter 17. 17 and 1. Yahuah. Listen to the book.
These Dabarim spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim.
Read the words he spake when he lifted up his eye to Shamayim. What did he say?
Abba, the hour is come.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. At 2 and 3, Brandon. Yahuah 2 and 3. What happened?
And when they wanted wine,
Yeah.
the aim of Yahushua saith unto him, They have no wine.
What happened?
Yahushua saith unto her, Isha, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come.
17 and 1. Yahuah. What happened?
These Dabarim spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim and said, Abba, the hour is come.
See,
Glorify thy being.
things change, don't it?
That's right.
Things change when you get close to death.
That's right.
Isn't that right? Once you get close to death, you see things a lot different. That's why I kind of went over from when he was a baby, from when he was 12. You know what I'm saying? See things different. When you look at you getting ready to die, you start to look at setting some things in order. Ain't that right? Like you told, like your cars are called, like your cars kick y'all. You told him to set his house in order. You know what happened? So you know he would have told him. His hour had come. That's what he'd have looked at when he'd have turned his face. He's looking at, my hour done come. There's a lot of things you can do when you feel like you got youth on your side and you got time on your side. He started to realize some statements you make, you can't keep making. Isn't that right? So that put him in a different mind perspective. Even when he withdrew from him, he with him a lot of time. He realized now, I got to start looking at, I got to start separating. You know, there's a particular animal that had that same kind of behavior. Who know what it is? Cheetah. Cheetah does. A cheetah, when she raises her cubs, she take them out. She makes the kill first. She makes them lay down in the grass while she runs. She make the kill. And she'll let them come out and she'll get them to the kill and she'll pull it back. Cheetahs hunt on open plains. That's where they best open plains. So you don't have a whole lot of coverage. Their coverage is their pattern. The pattern that he give them, that they can lay on the grass and they can kind of avoid other predators. That's it. They help open plains. You'll never find them in jungle or woods and all that. You're going to find them in open plains. That's why they're going to run you down. They best on open plains. So they hunt. What they try to do, they try to look somewhere to pull the carcass back to, because they always lose them. By the time they make a kill, the first two animals they got to worry about is the vulture and the hyena. The hyena can smell blood about 2 miles away. And you got the vulture, he got a 5-mile radius. So he can pick up something dead from 5 miles. So they run up when they get a kill, they don't get to eat a lot of their kills. They rarely ever get all their kills. That's why they stay so thin. They gotta stay light. He designed them that way. You'll never find cheetahs eating a lot of time where they eat all their kills. Or if they do, it's small kills, a rabbit, something small. But if it's a big kill, they only get so much and the other predators eat from them. So what they typically do, they'll bring their cubs out till they get them and they let them eat most of the kill and try to get as much as they can. They realize, they let them know, you can't eat it all, we just gotta go. So they learn to do kind of like our law say, he'll live. That's how they eat. It's rare to get a kill and put up. But anyway, with that, so what they tend to do is periodically they'll walk off from them and leave them. They get frantic. They get out there trying to get a crowd to kill them. She'll come back sometime till eventually she realize she's not coming back. Eventually they'll realize that crowd come out and they realize she's not coming back. She give them all they need to know. She's equipped them. She's taught them. She told them different predators. She showed them how to move the prey away. At that point, you just got to learn to fend for yourself. So you can realize for himself what he was getting to. He was getting ready to do the same thing. He had been teaching them how to kill and how to hunt, how to do, how to capture, how to stalk, and where you want to go and where you don't want to go. Because even though a cheetah's a predator, there's certain places you just got to stay away from. Like he told them, you don't want any city of Samaria. That's just not what we hunt at. So you got predators like what is the one climbing the tree? The leopard. The leopard will kill them in a tree. Swift, quick. Come down quick on them and kill them because they hate them. Because they get the kills quick enough, so they hate them. So they're going to kill them. So they learn they got to stay well. They can get a broad range of sight. They can't afford to sit somewhere with a bunch of cover. It can wind up being their death. You got it? So that's the same thing he did with them. And eventually, she walks off and she leaves him because she's basically a solitary hunter. All right? Y'all got it? So that's what I kind of look at. Even with watching the animal kingdom, you can kind of get an idea of how things kind of happen for us and the type of people we should be. Certain things, or we say, I guess, traits we take from them, which are actually our traits, I would say, more than anything. See, more animals would take traits from us. We just kind of go and study the animal kingdom to learn about ourselves, which is unfortunate. We should learn from ourselves. But that's just how things kind of go and how much we relate and correlate with what we call nature as well. We got a whole lot of, just like sometimes unstable system, weathering system patterns. That's us. Ain't that right? Sometimes we just like just unwavering systems or unpredictable systems or out of season systems. But we're committing and doing certain things you shouldn't, and you're outside of the system. Because that's what we do. That's what we find from the Amar. It gives us a system. Everything got a system. The Yari, the Shamash, and the Cougar Beam do what they do. They said a rot sets on a tilt of an axle, and it revolves and moves around from what they say. But then everything has a system on how they move. And everything comes right back around the way it's supposed to, except for us. We're the only people don't come back the way we're supposed to. So there are some things he have to do in order to get us there. Even with him, not that he ever left, but you can just see the difference that when he got closer to death, like we talked about in the book of Orion, it was 22 and 41, you saw him rejoice. What he started doing? He started praying, prolonged. And you ain't gonna believe what happened. His sweat. And the book, he was in agony. He started looking at where he was and what was getting ready to happen. It changed the way you pull out. We find when he just probably just look up, just pull out. He just walking, he just have a conversation. But he started looking at how imminent death was. You don't pull out the same. You got a man that's sitting tomorrow and he on the death, he got death row and he getting killed in the morning, execution in the morning. That man not sleeping at night. He can walk. You know what he want to why y'all sleeping? He don't want to know why. If he do phase out, by the time he catch and realize he slept, it scared him. It scared him because he think permanent sleep just around the corner. And that's how we have to be. We have to keep that kind of mindset of realize, not that you walk around always so intimidated you're afraid to live, but we do need something to kind of keep us on a course that we don't find ourselves out of the ideology of death is imminent to us. We got to keep a relation. I mean, even sometimes just pray, just pull out, just kind of, okay, but we'll go. You have to kind of consider, I want to think about what I'm doing. I know it might seem repetition, but I'm earnest when I'm asking for these things because I know I need them. I know eventually I'm going to get to a point where I can't. So I want to consider what I can now and ask you for what I'm looking for you to do for me because I know where I'm looking to go. But then I know I got to have a lifestyle that's going to measure up. I'm not looking at some do. I'm not looking for prayer to do all the work. I'm looking that I have a lifestyle to measure out for what I ask for, that he'll also grant me eternal Kai. Well, Kai. That's my hope. You got it? I don't want to put everything just on no palau because it's got to be some work too. Y'all got it? It got to be some work. Even the book said when we were without strength, what happened? So something had to happen. Did we just pray and it happened? Somebody had to help her. He said, I heard you. And in the day of salvation, what did he say there? I did it all myself. No, I helped you. I gave you some help. Isn't that right? I saw you needed some help. And that's what he did. He gave us some help. Isn't that right? So that's what we look for. So we look at there's got to be a concerted effort from us as well. We can't just put it all on, I'm just going to keep praying and praying and praying. No, you got to get up and you got to do diligence, make your call, your election sure. If he say he done chose you, then you got to prove out why he chose you. That's just like a candidate. Sometimes, you know what they'll do? Running. When they run, they make a lot of promises. They shake a lot. Hey, how you doing? I'm talking about running. How you doing? I'm talking about how you doing? How you doing? I'm going to be back. See y'all. I got the offer. You ain't seen me. They ain't get back around time for election time. I started thinking about that time. I had told them folks I was going to come back over there. I remember I did. I said out like a regular person. I've been trying to get back around it. But now they going to look at me now and say, you pulled this stuff before. So I need to be mindful, start kind of showing myself up during time when it's not campaign. So when the time when I come back around, I'm looking for people to choose me again, that I've shown myself to be faithful. Well, we're looking for Mr. Yahuah to see fit to choose us again. We know because of our Abba he chose us, but when the day of salvation we look for when we take it away from him, I'm looking to show myself consistent enough to he'll say, I remember you. You did what you said you were going to do. That's what I'm looking for him to do. I'm looking for him to choose me again. Just like a politician, it's only 4 years. You'll be back around. Someone forget that. They start trying to do a whole bunch of stuff back around the time when something getting ready to happen. They feel I better start getting back out here. You know, this election year this year. Start trying to get out and kiss some babies. Start showing up to some fun. No, I'm trying to do what he called me to do now. I'm trying to live right now. I ain't gonna say I'm living right now. Y'all right? Serving right now. Got me? I won't keep putting that trying to make an excuse for something. Not trying to make no excuse for nothing. I'm just telling you, we talking about being chosen. The elect can wind up being rejected. Y'all got it. I don't want to go from elected to ejected. And a lot of times we forget about that. We'll think we've solidified ourselves enough that we don't have to put the work in anymore. The work still got to be put in. Ain't that right? That man told he that didn't do it when that shall be what? That's all I got. I don't know when I got to stop enduring. Ain't that right? In the book told we had a more enduring substance. Ain't that right? So there's something we have to look at, we have to take in, which is that amunah. Because it go with us. 10:22, I quoted it, Mata Yahuah. Other one pick me up. So see if that's Beth Kof, 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 17, 19 come to mind. 2 Peter, That'll be second. I call 117. 119 is probably it, but they're going to be right too, though. Let's see what happened. Yahuah. $10.22. Then I stuck some stuff on here. Come back some kind of way, probably to touch it and get through it. Let's see how that work out. Listen to the book.
And ye shall be hated of all unashamed for my name's sake.
You said who gonna love us?
And ye shall be hated of all unashamed for my name's sake.
Who gonna be there? Who can handle that? How many of y'all here good if everybody hates you? Good. I was gonna say you was a retard. Amen. I ain't good on everybody hating me. That just sounds. You know, some people. I don't care if people don't like me. You got a mental problem. Anybody tell you got a mental? You lie. You a person. You lie to yourself. You want a little ugly kid eat boogers, and you tired of people talking about you. Say, I don't care because you eat boogers. If you don't eat boogers, shake my hand, be my friend. Don't eat boogers like the garbage can. Y'all remember that? That's right. Who remember that? That thing was sick. You tell them, be my. Don't eat boogers like the garbage. Man, they put that thing. If that thing got in elementary, that you ate a book, you weren't finna eat one, was it? Just check. I don't know, but your old no style. You don't do that. No. If you ate a book, let me say that now. You ain't got to, but come back up in judgment. How many of y'all, some kind of way, whether your fault or somebody else's fault, a substance that came out from a nostril might have entered your mouth in your lifetime? You just raise your hand up and keep it moving. Whether your fault or so we ain't gonna find it. It ain't important whose fault it was or who did it, who made you do it. But I ain't gonna lie though, from what I heard, they don't taste all that bad like folk be saying. What I heard, a friend of mine say it tastes salty. What make kids eat burgers? But then what get you when somebody get caught in public, you the main one blasting folk. What was wrong with us? And we done went there and said, put your hand on a stack of Bob, you ain't ate no booger. You be out there talking about crossing your toes and fingers. I don't know why we just do. How many of that? If you cross your finger, then white folk gave me that stuff. That white folk got away with what they did. They gonna get crossed up later. He said, you shall be hated all unashamed for my who? For my name's sake. That's a difference. Now, folk hate me for eating boogers. I'm gonna put that on his namesake. When that man command me to eat booger? See, that's key. He just say, like, even though we deal with the this transfiguration, because it's not translation or even transliterated, but the fact that you're just taking our mind, we say you're gonna be hated. So if I'm hated by people, that means I'm like him. He said, for my name, that means because I do the work. 5:17, Yahuah. St. John 5:17. So I want to clear that up. Because if people walk around and people don't like them, people don't like you because you're a child of love. That's not for a name's sake. Your name need to be wiped out from Shamayim. Under it, around it. Isn't that right? 75 million miles below it. You need to be wiped out. Listen to the book.
But Yahushua answered them, my Abba worketh hitherto.
My Abba
worketh hitherto.
And what you do?
And I work.
For what reason?
Therefore the Yahudim sought the more to kill him.
Did why?
Because he not only broken the Shabbat,
but saying what? Also
that Elohim was his Abba.
Doing what?
Making himself equal with Elohim.
That's beautiful. Back at 10:22, Yahuah, 10:22. Other one got me 2 Peter, as they call it, but Beth Cuff, chapter 1, verse 17. This is Yahuah 10:22. Excuse me. Listen to the book.
And ye shall be hated of all unashamed for my name's sake.
That make a big difference. When you just pick key word, when you're a Christian, you hear what you want to hear. And folk hate you because you be pooing and messing all in there. And, ooh, you stink. It must be for Jesus' name's sake. No, that's because you stink. That's a difference. There's a lot of people hate it, but it wasn't for the work. We're talking about doing the work. So we kind of look at the association. This would be something we should be able to give glory to Elohim for. He gets the glory for something like this. Because you know why? If they hate you because you do the work, who do they hate? They hate him. Isn't that right? That shows your connection. That's what he said, hitherto my Abba work and I work. Now they took a stone to kill him now because in their mind he had broken the Shabbat. But he said that Elohim was his Abba, making himself equal to. Isn't that right? Man, I take on the same craft. Typically the son worked in the same craft as the father. At the book of 2nd Beth Kaf, 2 Peter, as they call it, chapter 1, verse 17. Listen to the book.
For he received from Elohim the Abba honor and kabod.
Y'all see what he did? He received from him honor and kabod. What happened?
When there came such a voice to him from the excellent kabod.
You ain't gonna believe this. Listen what happened.
This is my beloved Ben,
Yeah.
in whom I am well pleased.
That's good. That's good. I mean, you got to kind of wonder about what kind of statement had been given that everything in the garden would have gave that kind of reverence unto Adam. What kind of statement would have had to been given that animals would have felt to come to him? What would make you come to him? What would make you come to him unless he received some type of honor? He would have had to receive some type of honor. Why would every creature in the garden come to him to see what he called them? Let's say 3. Yahuah 3. 3. See if it's 3. Let me see 3 and 30. Yahuah. See how far out I am. Listen to the book.
He must increase, but I must decrease. He
Go
that
back at
cometh,
verse 27. 3 and 27. Listen.
Yochanan answered and said, and each can receive nothing.
That means I need to go back up a little bit more. What I want, 24. 3 and 24. Listen.
For Yochanan was not yet cast into prison.
So what happened?
Then there arose a question between some of Yochanan's Methatis and the Yahudim about purifying. And they came unto Yochanan and said unto him,
Listen.
Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same immerseth, and all Anashim come to him.
Listen what he told him.
Yochanan answered and said, and each can receive nothing, except it be given him from Shamayim.
That's good. Let me see what happened at Barashit. Barashit chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. 17. Listen to the book.
But of the tree of knowledge of Taub and Rasha, thou shalt not eat of it.
Tell them what happened.
For in the yom that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Listen.
And Yahuah Elohim said, it is not Taub that each should be alone.
What you gonna do?
I will make him a helpmeet for him.
What happened?
And out of the ground, Yahuah Elohim formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them.
And what happened?
And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
And see what happened again at chapter 3 and verse 24? Yahuah, St. John chapter 3. And they call it 3 and 24. Listen to the book.
For Yochanan was not yet cast into prison.
What happened?
Then there arose a question between some of Yochanan's Methatis and the Yahudim about purifying.
What happened?
And they came unto Yochanan and said unto him,
What did they say?
Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same immerseth, and all Anashim come to him.
So all the creatures had to come to Adam. Let's see what his statement said. What did it say?
Yochanan answered and said,
What happened?
and each can receive nothing,
Each can do what?
can receive nothing,
Except what?
it be given him from Shamayim.
I told you he had to get a man some type of kabod. I know he had to. I had to think about it. There's just no way in the world all the creatures just jumped up and decided on their own to come and sin. They had to give him some kind of glory. He had to give him some kabod. They had to. Everybody had to come to him. Isn't that right? We listen to even we listen to Yahushua's statement in the 17th chapter of the book of Yahuah. He clearly told us that. That he even told him he wanted the glory he had with him before. That he had given him power over all flesh.
That's right.
They had to know it. Now wait. I tell you what, you go walk out there in the jungle and see if they come subject to you. See that gorilla come talk, that koof come to you and just have a conversation. He don't rip every limb off your body. Because he don't know you.
That's right.
He ain't gave that kind of caboose. You imagine though? Right. Every creature come to you to see what you gonna call him. He had to give him caboose.
That's right. That's right.
He had to give him. Yukonon just told her that he can't receive nothing except to be given to him.
Yes, sir.
He had to give him that, and they had to know he gave it to him.
That's right.
Just like we know that the Abba gave it to the Ben.
That's right.
How do we know that? Because he told us he gave it to him. Isn't that right? In the 28th chapter of the book, I'm going to get 28:18 of the book of Matthew. He said all authority was given to him.
That's right.
So who gave it to him?
Abba.
The Abba. We know he gave it to him. Let's finish up this 2 Peter, they call it 1:17. Then was that verse 18? 17, be right. This is Beth Kaf 1:17.
Yes, sir.
2 Peter, they call it chapter 1, verse 17. Listen to the book.
For he received from Elohim, the Abba, honor and kabul, when there came such a voice to him from the excellent kabul, this is my beloved Ben, in whom I am well pleased. Mm-hmm. And this voice, which came from Shamayim, we
What
heard
happened?
when we were with him in the Kodash Mount.
What happened?
We have also a more sure debar of Naba, whereunto ye do well that you take heed.
As unto a what?
A aurora that shineth in a dark place,
To what?
unto the Yom dawn,
Yeah.
and the Yom Kukab arise in your hearts, knowing this first, that no Naba of the scripture is of any private interpretation, but the Naba which came not in old time by the will of Ish, but Kadash Anashim of Elohim spake as they were moved by the Ruach HaKadosh.
Well, I guess we're looking at, he's talking about what he saw when he was with him in the Har, which is the mountain, as they call it in the English. And they said they heard a voice come down from the excellent glory. We know it came down from Shamayim. That's why we looked at. So, we looked at the highest height of what we got. Just like you look at that judicial system, they come down to the law. We talk about the lower courts. You got the circuit courts, right? So like you believe it or not, that's what they call the stars. They call it circuits. Then you got the Supreme Court. So we know the hierarchy. So they looked at it, came from the highest court we got. And it ruled that this was his Ben in whom he was well pleased. Isn't that right? And they said we were with him. And we saw it. But then they said we got something that's more sure. Huh? Whereunto he said, you'll do well that you take heed. Just like a light that shines in a dark place until the day dawn. And the day, which will be the Shamash, arise in your law. So we're talking about enduring it to the end. What you going to need to do that? You're going to need the scripture. You're going to need the scripture. That's something going to keep you from fame. That's something going to keep it. They said what they saw, what they heard, and they told you where it came from. All that's great. They said, but we got something that'll help you, and you'll do well if you took heed to this. You'll do well. This will keep you from falling away. See, a lot of stuff that they saw and they did, it established their amunah. Can you imagine my amunah being established and I wasn't there? He told me how to do it. He said, if you took what we told you.
That's right.
It's not hard to believe what they saw. They were there. They told you where it was.
That's right.
We were with them. We saw it. The voice came from the excellent glory. How hard is it to believe if you see it? How hard is it for you to believe this is a marker? Y'all see this? This is a marker that write black. How many of y'all believe it? Why you believe it? You got to believe something you didn't see and some people just told you about it. At the 20th chapter of the book of Yahuah 20 and 20. We'll jump down. Yahuah they call John. Listen to the book.
And when he had so said, he shewed unto them his hands and his side. Then were the Methodis glad when they saw the Adon. Then said Yahushua unto them again, Shalom be unto you. As my Abba hath sent me, even so send I you. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and saith unto them,
Do what?
Receive ye the Ruach HaKodesh.
Y'all hear what he told them to do? Do what now?
Receive ye the Ruach HaKodesh.
And they got it. Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that? Y'all saw when they got it? Mm-mm. At Oriah 22, 24, 25, 45. Look what they call it. (24:44). Listen to the book.
And began, and being in an agony, he plowed more earnestly.
Oriah 24:44.
I said 22.
24:44.
Yes, sir.
I said 22. I know it wasn't me. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, These are the Dabarim which I spake unto you while I was yet with you.
That what happened?
All things must be fulfilled,
Which was what?
written in the law of Mushah,
And
in the Nabaim, in the Tahalim, concerning me.
what did he do?
Then opened he their understanding,
And said unto them,
that they might understand the scripture.
until the understand, and said thus,
It is written,
and thus,
it behooved Mashiach to suffer
and to rise,
from the dead the third yom,
and
that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in his name
well,
among all nations
beginning.
at Jerusalem.
And what are they?
And ye are witnesses of these things.
So what you do?
And behold, I send the promise of my Abba upon you,
See that? I send the promise of my Abba well.
upon you.
Well,
But tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem,
when?
until ye be endued with power from on high.
At the 20th chapter of the book of Yahuah, 20 and 20. Listen.
And when he had so said, he shewed unto them his hands and his side.
That's right. Listen.
Then were the Methodis glad when they saw the Adon. Then said Yahushua to them again, Shalom be unto you. As my Abba hath sent me, even so send I you.
What happened?
And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, Receive
what?
ye the Ruach HaKodesh.
So they got it right there, huh? I mean, why these folks faint and fall out? I tell folks all the time, that this man ministry was believed to be about, people say they give him approximately, what, 3.5 years? 3.5 years? That long to get it? From some people that grew up knowing the law? Walk right with him and take you that long to get it? And you come along here, learn 5 verses, and you picked it up. You got baptized, came straight out the water with it. You could not have to be born with it. Can you imagine that? How many people walk? How many people were taught? How long it take to actually receive this? That man had to go right. So you got to ask yourself. So what was he doing them 3 years that he just went over the scripture then? Because it take a maturing stage. Like he told him to receive it. You set them in preparation, making preparation. Isn't that right? Sometimes just like before you eat, you don't believe they used to do years ago. Tell you to set the table. Isn't that right? Get ready to eat.
That's right.
Ain't that right? He making preparation for them. That's what a lot of times people don't take preparation. That's all he been doing, taking them through preparation until they got to that point that now you got it. It was setting them up so they could take it. That's what we're trying to do. You're setting yourselves up so you can receive it, so you can ingest it. And it comes through a lot of rigorous teaching, a lot of rehearsing, going back over stuff you thought they went over this thing, it's like, man, that's the first time I heard that. Now, when you understand it, now you really understand it. I think he said to them, it just kind of went in. Growing up knowing the law. Right. Growing up, they knew the law. These people done told you, even God, never ate it. Where did he get that statement from? It's their law. A lot of things these guys already knew. It was their law. They already knew it. But you can know something, but you have to be set in preparation, and it takes aging. It just takes time. But he did tell them to receive it. That's all I don't know. I didn't really want it, but we called it for a reason. Because sometimes people just run and people saying, oh, I ain't got it yet. Is your understanding open? A lot of times, it's the basic stuff keep you from getting things. Yeah. Yeah, basic things we have to do. It's a basic discipline you got to have. Just like our law, it's some things that you can't break. Y'all got it? Just like with nature, it's certain things you just don't break. And all right, you ain't gonna break gravity. You're gonna hit that ground. There's certain things. That's how he set those things. So that's just something you just not gonna defy. And all right, it's gonna happen. But with this, we look at this is the same way here. You're not gonna defile him either. You just think you are. So there's a discipline he given us in order to keep us where we can receive it. When you follow all of the steps, what's supposed to happen? It's gonna happen. But a lot of times people haven't followed all the steps. Yeah. Listen to the book.
Continuing at Yochanan,
Yes. Chapter 20, what verse we're at? 23?
23.
Listen.
Whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them.
What happened?
And whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained.
I don't know why folk be messing around like nobody can. They told these men to do it. Tell them folk to keep their sin. Listen.
But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahushua came. The other Mathetes therefore said unto him,
What did they tell
We
him?
have seen the Adon.
So we seen him. Listen.
But he said unto them,
What?
Except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side,
What happened?
I will not believe.
Tell me what happened.
And after 8 Yamim again his Mathetes were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Shalom be unto you. Then saith he to Thomas, Reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side.
And do what?
And be not faithless, but believing.
Tell me what happened.
And Thomas answered and said unto him,
What did he tell him?
My Adon
And?
and my Elohim.
Tell him why.
Yahushua saith unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed.
What happened?
Barak are they that have not seen,
And?
yet have believed.
That's why Cup told you we have a more sure word.
That's right.
Well, until you do well, you take heed, because they already know. And when the word you were going to see what he saw.
That's right.
He said, I do well if I take heed.
That's right.
I do well if I take heed. You understand? I'm standing based upon statements that they made.
Yes, sir.
That was set up that way. That was his prayer at the 17th chapter of the book of Yahuah, 17 and 14. He asked me to do something. He's saying I do well if I take heed to what? To the Nabaim. Let's see what happened. 17 and 14 of Yahuah, St. John 17, 14. Listen to the book.
I have given them thy debar,
You know why? Listen.
and the Aras hath hated them,
Why?
because they are not of the Aras.
Even as who?
I am not of the Aras.
So let me get it straight. He gave them his word, and they hated them because they were not of the world, even as he was not of the world. What does that mean? It meant they were just like him. He just said, I gave them the word, and the folks hated them because they're not of the world. Just like I'm not of the world, which means he just told you they hated me too. That's what he's saying and what he don't say. If you gave them the word and the world hated them because they're not of the world, just like you're not of the world, that means I find consolation in I'm just like him. They hate me because I don't do what they do. See, a lot of times we want to be light, but at what expense? Because we find him, he just said he gave them the word, and they hated him. Because they not of the word, which means they didn't do, that word changed them. Because you can see how the word can change you, and that don't mean you got to Ruach HaKadosh. Come on, he just told you that. He just said he gave them the word, and the world hated them because they're not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So what does he say he did?
I law not that thou shouldest take them out of the Aras,
But do what?
but thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
You know, he just told them, don't do what you did to Adam. He took him out. He just told him, don't do what you did to Adam. He knew one way to keep him from it. He knew how he thinks. He prayed, Palah, because he knew how he thinks. I could take him out. He said, I don't want you to take him out. I just want you to keep him from the evil. Tell him why.
That they are not of the Aras, even as I am not of the Aras.
What happened?
Consecrate them through thy Amat.
Did he skip a verse? Did he skip a right or skip a something? He picked right where he's supposed to be. All right, good. Yeah, consecrate them through thy who?
Thy amat.
Tell them what the amat is.
Thy debar is amat.
So that teaches me that the word can give me a different mindset. That the word can separate me from the world and I can be in the world. By taking the word, I can operate in the world without being the world. That the word can keep.
That's right.
It's only keeping me until I get the Ruach HaKodesh. I got to follow a certain pattern in order to get to it. There's a certain way I got to walk in order to receive the Ruach HaKodesh. And the word going to teach me how to walk. That's what he just told him. Keep him from it. Just like what had Adam took it, it would have kept him away from the tree. Had he taken it and just stayed with it, it would have kept him away from it. Don't worry about it. Listen.
As thou hast sent me into the Arats,
What do you do?
even so have I also sent them into the Arats.
So what do you do?
And for their sakes
What do you do?
I consecrate myself,
For what reason?
that they also might be consecrated through thy amat.
What do you do?
Neither halal I for these alone,
Not for these 11 alone.
but for them also.
He did not pray for the 12. He was praying for 11. He was praying for 11. He was not praying for 12. Yahuah had already failed. He told him he had lost none except the son of perdition. He's praying for 11. He said, neither pray out for these
alone,
but
for them also,
that would have got everybody else. Who?
which shall believe on me
Through?
their debar.
That's why I told you had also a more sure word or naba. Whereunto you do well, you take heed. This is against our salvation. It's based on us believing what they stated. I know. Don't worry about it. Hang in there, Mike. Man, miss service about a month and a half and come in and go to sleep. Man should be so rested up. If I can get the men on a mindset of standing around. A lot of them don't realize, a lot of y'all, let me tell you something, y'all don't realize what put y'all behind. What makes us a man is our superiority of thinking. It's the way we do things. It's the way that we can be trusted and we can lead. That's just being honest. That's what makes you a man. It's a lot of stuff that people, it's bad that a lot of people get called a man. It's insulting to people that actually wear the title right. It really is. It's insulting. Because a lot of people are just prioritizing is bad. It's just the mere fact. You ain't got to lead no congregation, but you ought to be somebody that people can follow, especially women ought to look to. I feel bad women feel like I was just a joke. I like being funny and stuff like that, but no women don't think I can't lead.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't that right? Listen, I said like I can lead about a key, a coup, or the shaw. It don't make no difference. I can lead about any one of them, as well as other apostles. That's just being honest. It just be piss poor. The man standing today, it's bad. And you know what's bad too? Because a lot of y'all guys, y'all are comfortable with that. Y'all want to tell a guy, this is not how a man does things. That's just being honest. A man ain't looking to take, a man looking to give.
Yeah.
That when Yahuah came along and tried to tell her, he said, man, I can't give my life a ransom. The fact that Mr. Yahuah was looking for a man, that make you think something about that you could actually carry that title. He was looking for one. All he need, one man to keep him from destroying the whole land. How valuable are men? If one man stood, not, I need a troop, I need an army. All I needed was one man to stand in the gap. You tell me one man could fill that void that you said, so I want to destroy it. He said, but I couldn't find one. The fact that a male factor that they wouldn't think anything of themselves, I'm sorry because of your color, you bought into the hype of white people that you are less superior in thinking and operation, and you're actually not. That's just what white people have to do to make them feel better about themselves. White people can't feel good unless they make you look bad. They can't. That's why I'm for our complete separation from these people.
Yeah.
I mean, do business with them, never be under them. I'm good with white people as long as I ain't got to be under you.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to hate you.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate you with all my heart. I'm going to pray for things to happen to you. That's just being honest. I ain't going to do well on it because they don't rule right. I'm yet to find to be fair. When white folk call you fair, and it's bad, the only fair white people are ones that's just a little tad worse than they devil other relative. You ain't going to hardly get money going to be fair with us.
That's true.
It's going to be rare. If you do, they ain't going to exist long. It's just bad. Listen, we're going to be the most fair people they're going to find.
That's right.
All them bastards ought to be dead for what they done to us.
That's right.
Ain't nobody else will sit and let them sit over them like us.
Nobody.
We the only fools to do it.
That's right.
I sent an article, one of them sent me today. I sent to y'all. Well, one white man went to try to teach Christianity, and they killed him. Yep. And you can't get mad at them for having a brain. White people ain't gonna let me walk in their school to teach them about the goodness of black people, and about our greatness, about our heroism, about our knowledge and invention. White people ain't gonna stand for it. And they did the same thing. They're a bunch of black people. No, you're not going to teach about no white man doing them for us. Right. You can't get mad at him for that. Right. Why he ain't go save his own people? Right. How you going to go save some barbarians? Your own people barbarians. Right. These crackers ride around on bicycle with their sister behind them. Yeah. Smoking dope, all kind of stuff rolling their body. Yeah. Riding around drunk with guns, killing people. Won't you say that? When you find them little white boys on bicycle go save white people? Nope. They don't knock on white people, they knock on nigger doors. That's right. Go find them little cracker with them bicycle riding in a white neighborhood. No, it's in your neighborhood. I'll take that cracker boy bike. That's right. I got a problem. You don't bite $1,600. Christmas coming up. I so much can't be ridiculous. Liquidation says $600. That folks said, $1,000, $600. Don't ask me how much $600 buy it now. And then I had a thing on offer up, let go. Craigslist. Ain't that right? Tell my name, Day. Ain't that Day? Ain't that right? Ain't got no address. I'll meet you. Ain't that right? That's it. How many of y'all ever seen them folk riding around in white folk neighborhood doing that? You don't find no white Jehovah's Witness walking around in Beverly Hills knocking on the door. They always knocking on nigger doors. We the only people don't think it's insulting. Save your own people. White people always make us look like a fool. We the dumbest people on the planet. You don't even know you've been insulted. That white people, because you know what? They feel like all white people are already good. White people only feel good by making you feel bad about yourself. Breaking your home up, stealing your kid from the stuff they do to you. White people don't do that to each other. I get tired of talking about it. I just get tired of telling y'all about it. You don't even, when you don't get insulted? Come on, finish this song. I got you reading.
Continuing to verse 21.
Verse 20. Neither pray I for these
alone,
but for them also, which
shall believe on me through their debar.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Let's get this out and get out of the way. I know it's getting late. Some of y'all got to get home and make turkey, dressing, olive, malachim, 22:1. I went all over the word. That's how important the debar is, though. Neither pray out for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on
me
through
their word.
Through their word. Y'all hear that? Neither pull out for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through what they said. Can you imagine that? Go figure. Olive, malachim. They call it 1 Kings 22:1. Listen.
And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Yasharal. Mm-hmm. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the Malach of Yehudah, came down to the Malach of Yasharal. And the Malach of Yasharal said unto his servants, Know ye that Ramoth and Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the Malach of Syria. Mm-hmm. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? Mm-hmm. And Jehoshaphat said unto the Malach of Yasharal, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses. And Jehoshaphat said unto the Malach of Yasharal, Inquire, I pray thee, at the debar of Yahuah this Yom. Mm-hmm. Then the Malach of Yasharal gathered the Nabiim together, about 400 anashim, and said unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? Mm-hmm. And they said, Go up, for Yahuah shall deliver it into the hand of the Malach. Mm-hmm. And Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a Nabi of Yahuah besides, that we might inquire of him? And the Malach of Yasharal said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one Ish, Micaiah the ben of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of Yahuah.
Yeah.
But I hate him.
What that mean? Huh? He got in the bone. Who is he just like? Just like Yahuah. You see that? So you can see why they would go and talk and they would inquire to others. They go to people who they like. That's why these people outnumber us a lot of time, the people they go to counsel. People not going to come to nobody they hate and ask them for no counsel. Because they know they ain't going to tell them what they want to hear. See that? It's showing you a connection. Whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our learning, that we through patience come to Scripture. Might have hope. All he needed was one. One man. Is it somebody that we can find that can persuade? These other 400, all I'm saying is the same thing. I know something wrong. I just need one. And the one he said he said, I hate him. What happened? Tell him why.
For he doth not naba ta'ub concerning me,
He
but
always,
evil.
See, and you know why? It's evil because he won't let him do what he want to do. That's only evil. Nobody hate. It's like the people that hate me because I won't tell them what they want to hear. I won't let them do what they want to do. So of course you're going to hate me. If I let you do what you want to do, you'll love me. But who that remind you of? Remind you of him. He just said. Isn't that right? He said he will pull out. He said, they're not of the world. Just like I'm not of the world. Isn't that right? He let them know the people hate him. Just like they hate me, so I got to pull out for them. They don't let that hate turn and trigger that they try to get to become men pleasers. Some of us will do it. We'll skip trace and jump over from what we're doing and try to fit in so people don't hate us so bad. These people just got to hate you. If they're going to come down to you being saved, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Finish this up.
And Yehoshaphat said, let not the Malak say so.
Yes.
Then the Malak of Yashral called an officer and said,
He said, hold on for a minute. Your flesh, my flesh, your horse, and my horse. Your people, my people, your people. Is that what he said?
and said, hasten hither Micaiah the ben of Imlah.
Uh-huh.
And the Malak of Yashral.
Let me ask you a question. But he stated, Yehoshaphat said,
let not the Malak say so.
now I'm just saying, before you get there, he asked, earlier he made a statement saying that his people, we got the same people, your flesh just like my flesh. My horse is your horse. We together. But when the Malak of Yasharal said he hated him, he said, don't say that. He said, don't say that. Matter of fact, he told him, what do you want me to do after that, Brandon?
And Yehoshaphat said, let not the Malak say so.
What did he tell him to do?
Then the Malak of Yashral called an officer and said, hasten hither Micaiah the ben of Imlah.
See how that thing changed? He said, I don't go along with that. Me and you together, we the same, but I don't go along with that. He said, I don't go along with you talking about you hate no man or Elohim.
That's right. That's right.
He went from our horses the same, our people the same, everything, me and you the same. But I don't go along with that though. And he said, and he convinced him to realize, hurry up and go get him. Isn't that right? Let's see what happened.
And the Malak of Yashral and Yehoshaphat the Malak of Yehudah sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria, and all the Nabiim and Naba before them. And Zedekiah the ben of Kena'anah made him horns of iron. And he said, thus saith Yahuah, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. And all the Nabiim and Naba so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for Yahuah shall deliver it into the Malak's hand. And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spoke unto him, saying, behold now, the Dabarim of the Nabiim declare Ta'ub unto the Malak with one mouth.
What they want him to do?
Let thy debar, I pray thee, be like the debar of one of them, and speak that which is Ta'ub.
You know, I've seen that before back early preaching. You go in and preach a study, pastor study, and they'll talk you and try to get you an idea of where they want to see their congregation go. So you'll come out when you preach, it'll look like to the people. That's amazing. He said the same thing my pastor saying. They'll know when they meet in the office, that's what the conversation is about. He'll let them know what he's dealing with and what he's going through, so he'll come out there. And pastors be doing, and the members don't know what the pastor goes and what. And they be sitting thinking, that's amazing he preached that. That's the same thing my pastor be. He be sitting there probably looking like, see that? I tell them the same thing and don't realize they done already talked about and discussed it. That's what they did before they brought him out there. That's where preachers get it from. They got him and they told him before he went in there, listen, you're going to get in here, they're going to ask you. All us say he going to use this and going to push him back. So now you walk in here and say the same thing we saying. So it don't look like it be we don't want the people to get distraught and think we ain't together. So we all saying the same thing. And they're going to run him in and say the same thing. But listen what he told them.
And Micaiah said, As Yahuah liveth,
What happened?
what Yahuah saith unto me,
What did he say?
that will I speak.
He said, that's what I'm going to do. Listen what happened.
So he came to the Malak, and the Malak said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle?
Yeah.
Or shall we forbear?
What happened?
And he answered him, Go and prosper,
See? Listen.
for Yahuah shall deliver it into the hand of the Malak.
Mm-hmm.
And the Malak said unto him, How many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is Amat in the name of Yahuah?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I saw all Yasharal scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a ra'ah. And Yahuah said, These have no master. Let them return every each to his house in Shalom.
Mm-hmm.
And the Malak of Yasharal said unto Yehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he would Naba know Taub concerning me, but evil?
What happened?
And he said, Hear thou therefore the debar of Yahuah. I saw Yahuah sitting on his throne, and all the Tzabah of Shamayim standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahuah said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this matter, and another said on that matter. And there came forth a Ruach and stood before Yahuah, and said, I will persuade him. And Yahuah said unto him,
Hold on, back
Wherewith?
up. You said I came of what now?
And there came forth a Ruach, and stood before Yahuah, and said, I will persuade him.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahuah said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and being lying Ruach in the mouth of all his Nabaim.
Mm-hmm.
And he saith, Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also.
What happened?
Go forth and do so.
Mm-hmm.
Now therefore, behold, Yahuah hath put a lying Ruach in the mouth of all these thy Nabaim, and Yahuah hath spoken evil concerning thee. But Zedekiah the ben of Kena'anah went near, and smote Micaiah on the cheek, and said, Which way went the Ruach of Yahuah from me to speak unto thee? Mm-hmm. And Micaiah said, Behold, thou shalt see in that yom, when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the Malak of Yasharal said, Take Micaiah and carry him back unto Amon the governor of the city, and to Joash the Malak's ben, and say, Thus saith the Malak, Put this fellow in the prison, and feed him with the bread of affliction, and with water of affliction, until I come in Shalom. And Micaiah said, If thou return at all in Shalom, Yahuah hath not spoken by me.
That's good. That's good. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. I got about enough of that. 2 Corinthians 5 and 1. Listen to the book.
For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved,
What happened?
we have a building of Elohim, and house not made with hands.
Y'all hear that? He said, we know this. If our earthly, this basalt, this tabernacle, were dissolved, we have another one of Elohim not made with hands. Where's it at?
Eternal in the Shamayim.
What happened?
For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house,
You see
which
that?
is from Shamayim.
Y'all hear this? In this we grown, earnestly designed to be clothed upon with our house from Shamayim. What happened?
If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Yes.
For we that are in this tabernacle do groan,
Y'all hear that? Listen.
being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed,
Yeah.
but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of Kai.
Yes.
Now he that hath wrought us for the selfsame thing is Elohim,
Yes.
who also hath given unto us the earnest of the Ruach. Therefore we are always confident, knowing that while as we are at home in this body, we are absent from the Adon.
Y'all hear that? While we are what?
Confident, knowing that while as we are at home
He
in
said,
this
we're
body,
confident. We're confident in knowing that while we are home in this body,
we are absent from the Adon.
what happened?
For we walk by Amunah,
And
not by sight.
what happened?
We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body
To do what?
and to be present with the Adon.
You hear that? But you said first that we were confident in being in this body and being absent. But then we come down and we talk about the expectation, the earnest expectation. And what did it say after that?
We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Adon.
Y'all hear that? He said we would rather be absent from the body so we can be with Yahuah. Go figure. What happened?
Wherefore we labor, that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
What happened?
For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach,
To do what?
that every one may receive the things done in his body,
Well,
according to that he hath done, whether it be ta'u or rasha.
I'm confused now. What did he say after that?
Knowing therefore
We what?
the terror of the Adon,
Knowing the what?
terror of the Adon,
Who gonna go up? What happened?
we persuade Anashim. But we are
I
made,
got to trick y'all to get out of the flesh because you've been confident. You've been confident being in the flesh. You didn't know you were asking for Elohim. So he asked me, who will go up and persuade you? Who will persuade you and prevail to get you to give this up so you can be with him? I know you miss it. We just run across back and forth. Shaul's speech, so intelligent. Can you imagine that? You confident in the flesh and you asking from him? Then they come down and start talking about expectation of what we're looking to do. We got to convince you to get out of this body in order to be with him. Hold what you got. Pick me up at the, back at that 22nd chapter. What verse you left out, Brandon? 21. First King, as they call it. 2 and 28. I'm sorry, 22, 28.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what happened. 22 and 28.
And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in
If y'all
Shalom,
got that's Aleph, Malachim, 22, 28. First Kings 22 and 28. Listen.
and Micaiah said, if thou return at all in Shalom,
What happened?
you have not spoken by me.
Listen.
And he said, hearken, O people, every one of you.
Yeah.
So the Malach of Yasharal and Yehoshaphat, the Malach of Yehuda, went up to Ramoth Gilead.
Listen what happened.
And the Malach of Yasharal said unto Yehoshaphat,
I couldn't imagine. You said they had a conversation.
I will disguise myself.
You would do what?
I will disguise myself
And what you gonna do?
and enter into the battle.
And what you gonna do?
But put thou on thy robes.
Uh-huh.
And the Malach of Yasharal disguised himself and went into the battle.
People didn't realize what he just did. He just took his off so he can be with Yahuah. But see, the only way to do that, you had to be able to persuade him. He just got this man willing to take off his body. He took his robe off. He said, you can keep yours on. I'm going to disguise myself. I'm going to take mine off. But in order to get him to do that, you got to be persuasive. You got to be a real persuasive salesman. He was confident in that robe. Matter of fact, when they would come and speak to him, he put his robe on and would sit in a forward place. That's how much he loved his robe. Not being naked, but being confident. He was clothed. So we trying to be clothed upon. And the only way to clothe upon him was to get him to take that off. See, I'm trying to convince you guys. I come down here to try to persuade you to take off your robe so you can be clothed upon. And being clothed, you won't be found naked. You understand? Y'all kind of see this concept? Something that you go and you take and you find error and defect. He find, I got to get such a man that could come down and do that. They could come down and speak to people and convince them to take off their robe. Be willing to take this body off so they can be present with you. Because to be absent, finish that here what happened, brother, so I can be sure. Because he talked about we knew some stuff. Let's see what happened, Brandon. This is 22, 1 Kings, Aleph, Malachim, 22. What are we at, 30?
Verse 30.
At verse 30, what happened?
I will disguise myself and enter into the battle.
I will disguise myself and enter into the battle.
But put thou on thy robe.
But you keep yours on. You put yours on. Talk to me.
And the Malach of Yasharal disguised himself and went into the battle.
I can't imagine.
But the Malach of Syria commanded his 30 and 2 captains that had rule over his chariots, saying,
What did he say?
fight neither with small nor great,
Yeah.
save only with the Malach of Yasharal.
Talk to me.
And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots saw Yehoshaphat,
What did they do?
that they said, surely it is the Malach of Yasharal.
And what
And
happened?
they turned aside to fight against him.
And what happened,
And
Brandon?
Yehoshaphat cried out.
You say he groaned. Is that what you said?
And Yehoshaphat cried out.
I know he just said in this we do groan. What was he doing? He said cry, I say groan. That's what Shaul said. He said in this flesh we do groan. He had on his robe and he still wound up groaning. What happened, Brandon?
And it came to pass, when
And
the
what-
captains of the chariots perceived that it was not the Malach of Yasharal,
What happened?
that they turned back from pursuing him.
Yeah.
And a certain Ish drew a bow at a venture, and smote the Malach of Yasharal between the joints of the harness.
What happened?
Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, Turn thine hand, and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded.
Yeah.
And the battle increased that yom.
Yeah.
And the Malach was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians, and died at even.
You didn't believe what he was hoping for. He wanted to get out. Oh, he came out of bed. He wanted to get out. He was in suffering. That man was in agony. Can you imagine you just been hit, you been stuck? Right now, listen, don't nothing else matter. Just take me out of him. Right now, I just want to go. And listen, I don't care about who win. Right now, I just want out. And he put himself in position. Just set him in position. And he did this all that afternoon as the battle increased. And what happened to him, you said?
And the blood,
Hold on,
and,
what-
and
man,
died
what-
at even.
And he died at evening. That's good, Brandon. Let's see again. Can we just run through again? 2 Corinthians 5 and 1. See how much I made up and figured and fabricated. I'm going to try to get y'all out of here. Second Corinthians 5 and 1. Listen to the book.
For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved,
What happened?
we have a building of Elohim, and house not made with hands,
Where is it at?
eternal in the Shamayim.
Listen.
For in this we groan,
See that? What did the Malach of Yasharal do? I mean, Yahuah do? He groaned. He heard him come. What did he cry? He groaned. He seen him. You got on your robe and you crying? Seriously? But what happened?
earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house, which is from Shamayim.
What happened?
If so be that being clothed we shall not be found naked.
What happened?
For we that are in this
We
tabernacle,
found that before too, didn't we? You know where else we found that? Adam, when he was in the garden. Isn't that right? It said to Adam and to his Ashab. Can you pick me up at 3 and 20? 3 and 19, 3 and 20, Barashit. I try to let y'all go. Because statements being made. I'm going to get y'all out of here. Come on. Somebody already got for their ringtone. I already know them. CJ, when that thing go off. Stop by Kroger and get some cranberry juice. Listen to the book.
In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread, till thou return unto the ground.
For
out
what?
of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
And what happened?
And Adam called his Ashah's name Yahuah, because she was the aim of all living.
Yeah.
Unto Adam also and to his Ashah did Yahuah Elohim make coats of skins, and clothe them.
Where did he get it from?
Killed an animal.
Huh?
He killed an animal.
Look at what he did for him. He gave it to him. Jump back over to second Corinthians chapter 5. So we looking to be clothed upon too. We saw them in nature. We look to see what they're going to do for us in the Ruach. He killed one for us too. Yehuah saying it. 129. Yehuah. 129. St. John, and they'll call it. Listen to the book.
the next Yom, Yochanan seeth Yahusha coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of Elohim, which taketh away the sin of the Aras.
So he's saying him. Behold, the Lamb of Elohim, which take away the sin of the Arise. Tell them what happened, son.
This is he of whom I said, after me cometh a Ish, which is preferred before me.
Why?
For he was before me.
So was. He was in the second chariot. See, they're coming behind him in the second chariot. Ain't that something? In fact, he would kill for us. He said, if so being clothed, we should not be found naked. He taught us how to do this, didn't he? Kazum 3:16. Revelation. Showing you again where Khan and Law can work together. Kazum 3:16. And we'll finish up that 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Listen to the book.
So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
What did he do? Listen.
Because thou sayest, I am rich, and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed.
What happened?
And that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear.
See that? So the shame of your nakedness will not appear. Isn't that right? We talk about counsel, recommendation, course of behavior. Isn't that right? He said, furthermore, as you received of us, how you ought to do what? He was giving a counsel. There's a recommendation for a course of behavior. You can't make people start doing it and just give them recommendation. Right? All right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5. What verse we left off at?
Verse 3.
Listen. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 3. Listen.
If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Just like we found with them. They were clothed. They had on fig leaves though, didn't they? Not appropriate. Listen.
For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed,
But what?
but clothed upon,
Yeah.
that mortality might be swallowed up of Cain.
See that? Listen.
Now he that
We're looking
hath
for
brought-
immortality. Mortality got a death. Mortality got a time period. Immortality is without. It's without end. And that's what we were looking for. Immortality come and take away mortality. And all right, we're looking for a more enduring substance. That's what we found from the debar. We're looking for something more enduring. Isn't that right? Like sometimes when people work out, they can have a good regiment, or they can have, what is I'm looking for? Routine, endurance. But then sometimes people take enhancers. Some watching now, they watching it. They take all kind of powers and shots, and they hurt. They tell them, I don't take that stuff, man. You can't do it, just can't do it. Just put it down. I wouldn't tell you, I'm not finna be walking around. I'm a man, I ain't walking around no jug and nothing, toting that stuff around no jug. I'm gonna look like a done fool. Walk around with that stuff, man. That stuff ridiculous. How they gonna help me out? It's the jug. Ain't that right? I'll be pimping me, toting no jug around him. Ain't that right? Pimping me, toting no nigga around on no jug. I ain't gonna do it. That's your boyfriend? They don't like that, is it? It ain't. You just going, listen, every man is built to a certain level to be able to do certain things. Certain stuff, okay, you can use, that's what you want to do. But you got, well, I don't be telling, I don't tell that. That junk, that's got more junk in it than got anything going to help you. You got to learn how to, a lot of stuff you make your own self. And that'll get you some good eat right. And a lot of stuff, because once you start taking it, it's going to shrink up. Ain't that right? Just like that extend. You said, boy, Jerry Jones, he ain't win but 2 Super Bowls. Ain't that right? That 4-hit rule can go. All right? Ain't that right? Extend. You need something that's going to stay. Y'all all right? I ain't tell you. I don't know what they going to do. I don't know all that. I ain't never been all that stuff. I tell all that junk, pile up that junk. We spend over $50, $60 for that junk. That junk where they pay some bill. Get your life together. I ain't spend no $80, $100 on that junk. Pile up on my done count like no fool. I ain't got time for that junk. It's a good old clean pea protein. Don't eat too much anyway. Take all that vagabond stuff. Give you some natural stuff. Quit like a baboon. Why you go there and cut them nigga? Break your back with that junk. Like, y'all seen running coat. Hey. All that food to jump around 600 pounds in bed and toe down. This your boy, Ryan Coleman. Your boy, that way. He look like radio. That don't make me want to lift no weight. Look at him, man. He don't want to touch no weight. Man, you be honest with that, man. You just go in and lift, just be clean. You see, there's some people got natural physiques. They just build easy. It's just their gene. You can work at what you want to try to achieve. I wouldn't buy all that junk. I wouldn't spend my money on that junk, man. Put all that Gomer Pyle junk in your body. You don't give a dumb and dumb. I don't got dumb and dumber. Yeah, be honest on that stuff, man. You just clean, just take care of stuff. Some people just got that genetic. You look, you say, that's them. That ain't you. Just keep working at it. So you got about it ain't you, son. It's the can. Ain't that but the man in the can. I don't want to be no man in no can. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do when I ain't got the can? I don't want to do that. You know, I'll tell you, man, I don't know. Everybody different, man. That stuff stroke them out, kill a nigga, they'll still take it. Every time you see them go take career, they never take it right. It's 30 days off, plenty of water, nigga lose his kidney. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He done came back twice. Nigga had to put a coat on, zip up, until his kidneys up. Everyone shooting that junk at you? Man, playing shooting no steroid. Take no pill look like that, please. Just a retard. Stuff man with your mental. Mother, everyone take it, be retarded. There's always somebody gonna try to break them. Then what be bad? You ain't even getting paid. You ain't getting paid. Them niggas been on world stages. They're getting paid to mess their kidneys up. Who paying you to sit right here and piss in a diaper? You don't worry about somebody at 24-hour fitness? Them niggas eat donuts. Well, I'm trying to impress some people eat donuts and pizza. These folks on world stage. With them, they on a world stage. These guys are getting paid. They getting paid for advertising. These joker faces on the can they told. They the nigga on the can they told. Man, please. I ain't done it. Man, you gonna keep them magazine, you might as well get you some Playboy book. I watch a nigga that leg on like this him. Ain't gonna get you a Playboy book. Same thing. That Playgirl, get your Playboy book. Go look at some women. I will loves a women's. Man, no niggas, man. No, man, about that stuff. Man, no nigga, no nigga cut all over the man, you might well go and get that jet, man. Find that beauty of the week. Tack that up on your wall. Nigga, leg, who that for? Nigga, you ain't no Mike. Michael Jackson, nigga. That be tight on him. That hurt on him. That thing hurt, boy. Be like, yo, that thing cut like a knife. I know it's Caesar. Cut like a knife. Y'all seen a knife do that? It is the truth like that stuff. Folk put us in that stuff, man. Listen, I ain't just, a man got, that's it, you see, you be like, all right, dude, tight dude, that's it genetic. But I'm not finna go get out no can. I'm not gonna be shooting that junk in my booty. No. You take in your booty, you may run and hit round that back, and somebody hit you in the back. Hold on, you need one more shot. Bam! But we was at the restaurant one day, we had I can't say, man, I'm sitting there, damn, joke just ignoring. Bam! Just started hitting the chair. I said, like, don't ignore me. Trying to tell you, man, I don't know why I thought that like that. It's different now. I don't know what I'm doing for now. It is now. Men be wanting other men now. I don't know what they be thinking about now. Man, be listening at them men. Cut that thing off, man. Go on, do what you do. Them guys. It's just like, you know, which is a good illustration. Because that man want to look good. Should. Let me say that. But you can't be spending your time without looking at them guys like that. Man, you can't look at them guys like that. That nigga right up here. You, man, what? No. They ain't gonna throw a butt and squeeze that butt cheek on you like that. They gonna get a number 2 pencil there. Squeeze that butt. I'm not gonna be looking at that thing. They just break a pencil with it behind. The long way too. Don't just shoot that. Don't look like one of them Africans with the thing through his nose. Man, no. So I ain't finna be breaking no pills in my face, man. Nigga sound throwing penny. Throwing coins in the audience with his butt. Man, no. I'm finna be watching this, man. Do like men used to do. Go get you a Jet magazine, find the beauty of the week, and tear it out and stick it on your wall. Put it on your door. That's where years ago in the set, you used to find beauty and rip that thing out and put it on the wall somewhere. Ain't no nigga on no wall, man. Nigga ain't got no shirt, no hand in arm. Like, you just put him down. You don't need to be looking at. That's the women. That's the women. That's for the women's. Ain't that right? I don't about that going. I want no other nigga looking at me. You want the woman looking at you. They want the nigga looking. What you think about that? Make my thigh jump in his face. Like, man, what's wrong with you? Y'all going here homo? I'm sitting out there, nigga. Just busting pencils out in front of me. Man, I'm not coming here with no fools like that, man. That's for women, man. That's the truth, ain't it? I don't know what's wrong, man. I don't know where we going these folks. It's just a different age. Now I don't know what in hell. I got time to study. That stuff don't even come on TV no more. Because folks ain't into it. I remember that stuff you been on regular TV. Man ain't watching that stuff, man. Homo stuff, man. Them guys be gay anyway. Them guys don't want no woman, man. I don't want to watch no homosexual, man. I don't care that he a homosexual. I'm just trying to learn his routine. Bam, bam, bust a pencil. Y'all know that nigga here. So right now, crack it. Just see here something. That just you got an acorn, that thing that dropped down. You just see the corner. Yeah, did that nigga just crack an acorn in front of me? And you want a Brazilian nut. You know that joker been doing too much. You can't bust them things with pliers. Man, you to get a break and say, boom. That just said that as a that Brazilian nut. I'm trying to tell you. There's too much going on. I'm telling you, it's that a lot of stuff can't support the beast. Just stop it. That man got no business arguing on another man about no man. Leave that stuff alone. Leave him alone. Ain't that right? I like his swim trunk. I don't know. He got no business swimming like that. Ain't that right? Real man finna come out no draw like that. He in the bedroom with the old lady. Ain't that right? No toys and drawers out there. I know my friend Hayward got the Batman drawers. He ain't got them. Ain't that right? He could be Batman. He gets a lotion for his knees. Because he don't have the stock, the tight that go with it. Yeah, LaDonya like that. You gonna check by your name. John know he did it. Just don't hit the back. John said. Yeah, these folks, I don't know what's wrong though. That's bad. I don't know why I just jumped off like that. But hope they help somebody. Help these guys out here, that right? Love yourself. Come on, finish so I can get through. 2 Corinthians 5. We love 5 and 3. I'm gonna let y'all go. You've been here long enough. Y'all get on make that dressing. I ain't gonna try to be no hypocrite either now. If it's dressing good and you cook it right, just shoot me a little pizza and keep your mouth closed. Folks, you ain't gotta tell everything. I ain't gonna lie though. I don't know why it's now. But I gotta take for some deep fried turkey, boy. Leon said, it ain't for me, it's for Leon. Leon said he never ate one. Leon said you never had no deep fried turkey. It's just like, not for my sake. Any of y'all have had deep fried turkey? That thing is a whole nother animal. Yeah. Now, area is always some stupid fool who takes a frozen turkey and dropping that grease. You just created a bomb. Them bastards fry, it's gonna fry. I ain't no time. When that thing hit that grease, you just made a rocket. Shoom! Area the same is always something dumb. They lose an eyebrow, garage it burn up, car been exploded, leaking car gas. They right now cooking. But somebody do that thing right though. But you shoot that thing not injected, God damn, you know what you're doing. After Thanksgiving. But the taste gonna go away then. Is it during this time y'all got that taste? How many y'all got a taste for a fried turkey? How about if we got one and we didn't tell nobody? But that man told me, I would pray that if you seen me with a fried turkey, that you would pray for me. That thing, I'm sure thinking about that thing, boy. We don't wait. They're going to drop them down. Them people can't eat all them turkey tonight. Ain't that many turkey eating summer guns in the world. It'll be an extra one later. We'll find it. Come on, fit this up. Because when that thing dissolves. Go ahead.
Continue to verse 5.
Verse 5.
Now
Yes.
he that hath brought us for the selfsame thing is Elohim,
Yeah.
who also hath given us unto us the earnest of the Ruach.
See that? He gave us the earnest of the Ruach. What happened?
Therefore, we are always confident
Then what
knowing
happened?
that while as we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Adon.
See that? He said we're confident. We know that. That while we're in this body, we're absent from the Adon. Listen.
For we walk by Amunah,
And
not by sight.
what happened?
We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Adon.
Well, that takes some. Tell me what make you want to die. Don't that make you want to die. Ain't no way he went and talked to them. Yahuah said, listen, I need you to die so you be with me. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. He was confident. Position, clothing, everything was covered. He knew what belonged to him. He was ready to go up, take, like I said, go up and take and receive. But that man looked at, he had to be persuaded. And that's the same thing got to happen to us sometimes. You're trying to convince people to come out of a comfortable lifestyle that we've been accustomed to by doing things and by listening, surround ourselves with people that tell what we want to hear. That's what he did. He told you. The person that tell me I want to hear, I don't like them. I don't like them, nor do I even regard them. So now you got to look at, in order to get this man, to get him to him, he had to put somebody that could persuade him. Because now Shaul just told him that we're confident that we're willing to be absent from the body to be present with Yahuah. I don't know nobody talk like that. Y'all know some people that are ready to die, so they ain't going to be with Yahuah. They're going to be a real trick. Listen, they're going to have to be real quick to do this right here for me to do it. I ain't just going to wait and be in no long transition to get there. Y'all know what Yahushua, that was a long transitioning. You think about the Malaka Yasharal. After he was stuck, he even died. The battle was still going. And while it was going, he was still suffering. And these people going on and people still fighting. This man said this a long time. And eventually you die to be with Yahuah? No, I'm not trying to do that. You have to persuade me. You're going to have to persuade me. And that's what he realized. It worked. He convinced the man that was told that if you go up, you're going to die. And he didn't act. He didn't want to hear. I don't even want to hear nobody talk like that. Don't talk like that. Listen, we can still call. You say stuff like police or jail. Don't. Now we're going to say that's janky. We say you janky. You cut out. You can get out. You're not going. You janky. So he looked at that guy. Make out he janky. You want to go do something you want to do, and he done just told you you go up, you're gonna die. He told me that he gonna send a ruach gonna come down to see you to make you go up, and you're not gonna come back. You're gonna die. Like, that's why I don't answer. I don't want to hear nothing like. In his mind, all he said, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna take this mine, this in, out, back. I'm back. Everything good, and I'm gonna have it. Persuaded. He used that to get him into a position just so he could lead the body, so he could be present with him. That's what had to happen to us. Nobody go find any preacher street. Come and die so you can be with the Lord. People keep walking. That's a fool talking. I don't want to hear no stuff like that. It's stupid. By the time I die, they be like, they don't even sound like no love of God. Come and die. Who talks like that? Exactly. So I got to persuade you. I tell you to live forever. I tell you things that you want to hear that'll kind of convince you over. But I'm also persuade you at the same time to get you to transition over so you can leave from this position and get to another one. And the man didn't realize he was setting him up. The man took his robe off, Dave, so he could be clothed upon, so he wouldn't be found naked. So taking out that robe, he set himself up to be clothed. Can you imagine that? But in order to do it, he had to be persuaded. Wow. Shaul said that he was persuaded. Then nothing. Can you imagine that? Persuasion is good. That's the influence of decision. He influenced the decision. Got this man to go right up to his own death. Can you imagine that? Kind of like Yahushua. Persuade the man to go up to his own death. Now I'm trying to do the same thing to y'all. That's the same thing he did. Persuade him to go up to his own death. Listen what happened. Wherefore, yes, his mic is down.
Wherefore we labor, that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
See that? That's our goal. That's the goal. While we're here, we're looking to achieve acceptance. And when we die, we're looking to be with him. So that's what we're laboring for. We're looking to be something that he's pleased with, that he'll take and he'll receive. He says, so whether absent or present, what's our goal?
We may be accepted of him.
That's what we found out with Yahushua. That's how we learned he was accepted. The statements that were made. This is my beloved, being in whom. So he was dead. He was alive. So we knew that while he was in labor, he was accepted. So we knew when he left, he received him up. We knew that here and leaving, we knew he was accepted. That's our goal. So we look at the pattern. Listen.
For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach.
Everybody. What happened?
That everyone may receive the things done in his body.
What happened?
According to that he hath done, whether it be ta'ub or bad.
So what happened?
Knowing therefore the terror of Yahuah,
What we do?
we persuade Anashim.
Well, what happened?
But we are made manifest unto Elohim,
Yeah.
and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences.
See that? Just like how he was. He asked him, was it one more? He told him, make y'all, but I hate him. He already in his conscience. He already knew. He said, because he's not going to tell me what I want to hear. He was already made manifest in his conscience. He already knew. That's why he asked for him. I knew what he'd do. So our goal now is to try to build a relationship. That's why we're here. And everything we do, trying to build a relationship. Learning how we have to walk. They said, furthermore, we receive how we ought to walk. Trying to make sure that we're meeting all of the protocols that's been set up for us. Trying to make sure that when we leave him, we can transition over. When Yahushua got ready to die, you can see his statements change. We didn't run through everything. He did just running through quick. You could see how things changed as time progressed, as he looked at himself leaving him. We learned from Kahalav, you had to get the 12th chapter. Remember now, in when that was? Talking about how he was in the temple. How old was he? 12. And he was in the temple, asking questions and hearing and answering their questions. See, remember the days here, you ain't gonna believe why. Before he got there, he was withdrawn a stone cast. And he started talking about the hour, the time. When he was there at the wedding, he told her his time wasn't coming, but he was still mindful. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to be. Although it might not be today and things might be good for you, you already know eventually you're going to transition. Eventually you're going to so you want to be able to always have yourself into a conversation. You already want to be in a lifestyle that whether here or departed, we can be accepted with him. That's what he looked at. So our goal as the ministers of Yahuah is to try to get you and persuade you. To try to influence. That's all it is influence your decision. You got a mind of your own, but you need to be persuaded sometimes. Y'all got it? You got to be persuaded sometimes. So you want to be around people sometimes, although you might not like what you're going to be told. Don't look at it, is it going to be for your betterment? That's good.